Welcome to the Week 9 edition of Northeast Conference Football Digest. Hi everyone, I'm Ralph Ventry, right here on the NEC Front Row set, and I'm here to take you through the Week 9 docket in NEC football. Yes, folks, Week 9, I know it's kind of hard to believe, but after Saturday, we will be exactly 75% through the 2012 schedule. It's gone by fast, but first, an action-packed Week 9 is on the way. Let's start with the big three, the top three stories heading into this Saturday of NEC football. First, Albany. The Great Danes are now in both national top 25 polls. The Danes have been in the coaches poll for 3 weeks now. They came in number 20 in that one this week. But the big news on Monday was that Albany cracked the Sports Network's top 25. The Great Danes had been knocking on the door for quite some time and came in the number 24 spot in the Sports Network survey. So congrats to the Great Danes. Number 2, Wagner is on a roll, folks. The Seahawks dropped their NEC opener to rival Monmouth, but they have won 4 straight since. Walt Hamline's Wagner team will go for its first ever 5-game NEC win streak this week in Staten Island. It's Robert Morris that will have the task of trying to slow them down. And story number 3. Number 3, of course, those Duquesne Dukes are hot at home. The Dukes are in the midst of their third longest home win streak in program history. That's a program that dates back for over a century. And the Dukes, who have won 10 home games in a row, of course, this week they'll face the last team to beat them at home. Monmouth Hawks head out to the Steel City to take on the Dukes in Week 9. And now, let's run down each matchup on the Week 9 docket for you, one by one. We'll stay in Pittsburgh, that pivotal matchup in Pittsburgh between Duquesne and Monmouth. The Dukes are 3-1 in the NEC, looking up at Wagner and Albany. Monmouth, on the other hand, their season's on the brink. They have 2 league losses. No team with 3 league defeats has ever won the conference crown. The players to look at in this one, well, on the Duquesne side, we know Dorian Bell is having quite a season, but don't forget about preseason All-American safety Serge Kona. The opportunistic Kona, well, he has 3 picks and a fumble recovery this year. So keep an eye on number 32 for the Dukes. On the other side, for Monmouth, everybody knows about the great rookie year that receiver Neil Sterling had. Sterling has boundless potential. But keep an eye on Monmouth's other receiver this week. That's senior Tristan Roberts. Number 6 he is. Roberts has had a fabulous last few weeks, including a 160-plus yard day at Cornell. The next matchup, St. Francis, PA at Central Connecticut. Well, the Red Flash have dropped back-to-back games, but only by a combined 10 points. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils, they started 0-5, but they've been playing some pretty good football of late. The players to watch in this one, for St. Francis, keep an eye on senior quarterback John Kelly. Not necessarily in the pass game, but keep an eye on Kelly's impact in the run game. Kelly is the conference's 8th leading rusher and gains 5.6 yards per clip. On the other side, we have Central Connecticut's Rob Holloman. Well, it's going to be hard to top this one. Holloman had 377 all-purpose yards last week at Robert Morris. So keep an eye on the sophomore running back to see what he has in store for an encore. Matchup number 3 takes us to Staten Island. The big question there when Robert Morris and Wagner meet, Will Robert Morris be able to establish its run game to open things up for quarterback Jeff Sinclair? Sinclair has a tough task this weekend. He'll go up against the NEC's top pass defense in Wagner. Wagner, also the stingiest defense in terms of points allowed, allowing only 17 per game, the 9th fewest in all of FCS. The players to watch in this one. First, we'll go on the Robert Morris side. Running back Evan Taylor. Can Taylor break the 100-yard rushing barrier for a 4th straight week? He has really injected some life into the Robert Morris run game. We'll see if he and the Colonials can keep it going on Saturday. On the Wagner side, well, that defense is one of the top in the nation, and that's got a lot to do with linebacker C.O. Prime. Prime is averaging 8 tackles per game, 7th in the Northeast Conference. Now moving on to the final matchup. The final matchup, Sacred Heart and Albany. The key question here, will the Pioneers be able to accomplish something else no one else has been able to do this season? That, of course, would be to slow down the Albany attack. The Great Danes are averaging an NEC best 35.9 points per game. We'll see how this one unfolds. 2 players to look at. Well, for Sacred Heart, it's got to be linebacker Justin Sexton. Talk about a nose for the ball. This kid is the NEC leader in tackling, and he's also made 3 interceptions this year. We told you all about Albany's offense, but let's actually focus on a defensive player for the Great Danes in this one. Defensive back Justinian Mason is one of the reasons why Albany ranks 2nd in the NEC in both scoring defense and total defense. Mason has 3 interceptions, including this pivotal play that carried the Danes to a win at Bryant. And there you have it, folks. 4 games, 8 teams in action. It looks like it's going to be a fine Week 9 on the NEC Gridiron. Thanks for your time here on NEC Front Row. I'm Ralph Entry, and remember, we'll be back with you again next week, Week 10, right here on NECFrontRow.com. Thanks for watching, and enjoy this week of Northeast Conference football.